Hello everybody, welcome to our penultimate episode of Inside Out for this semester. We are super excited to have you guys here for the next 30 minutes. We have a really special show for you guys today. We are doing a Linton High School special where we have members from the Linton High School radio station joining us throughout the show. We'll have some joining Troy for weather, Howard will interview a couple, and we'll also interview their advisor. It's going to be a really great show. I want to thank Marco's Pizza for sponsoring the show and providing our little pre-show meal. It was really awesome for them, so thank you to them. As always, we will bring you sports, the news, and the weather.
Right, and starting off with news, the Wellness Center is hosting a tennis tournament. Serving up more with the news is Tyler Lubin.
Thank you, Roxanne and Phillip. And I'm Tyler, and this is Marco's Pizza's News. Episode 17 of the Minot State The Lookout is this week. The Lookout is a TV show that interviews students, faculty, staff, and others who are in some way part of our community and doing something of interest. This week's guests include Linda Olson, an art professor, to discuss her rock art, and English major Grace Woods as she recites a Shakespearean sonnet. Visit MSU's website for the link. The Minot State Native American Cultural Center and Native American Cultural Awareness Club is welcoming back the 31st annual Spring Honor Dance and Powwow celebration in the MSU Dome. The festivities begin tomorrow, April 30th, and Saturday, May 1st. And the newly developed Minot State Tennis Club invites all students, faculty, and staff to attend their first annual Spring Swing event today from 4 to 6 p.m. in Hammond Park. There'll be free food for the first 100 students with an ID and a singles tennis tournament, long games, and free giveaways. Local farmers are putting in long hours to get ready for spring's work. Our own Chad Olson has more of the story.
As the weather warms across North Dakota, and start seeding.
We're going to do the same thing. We're going to do corn, soybeans, wheat, a little bit of barley and canola. You have more blocks?
Got them all in there.
Although there is excitement in the air, there is one problem hampering the progress of this year's crop.
We're dry. We're hoping for rain. We were kind of just waiting for it, but now we'll just have to go do something. There might be enough rain out there to get things to sprout. So
There's a definite need for rain, but there is some good news about current market prices.
The prices are up for all of them a little compared to last year, which is good, I guess. It's just probably won't be long until the fertilizer prices go up to match. You know, it's when commodity prices go up, the input costs follow them.
As seeding begins in the state, Larson remains hopeful and declares the secret ingredient for a successful crop this year.
It just needs to rain.
Even though dry weather continues across much of the state, everyone here at Watney Farms remains hopeful for the future. For KMSU News, I'm Chad Olson.
With any luck, we'll get some rain here soon, and we wish the best of luck to all the farmers. Russ Gagnon, Dakota College of Botany faculty and previous director of programs for DCB on MSU's campus, is retiring after the spring 2021 semester. Gagnon completed both his bachelor and master's degree from MSU. As well, he played a significant role in many students' academics over the years and has impacted many DCB students' lives. We here at KMSU wish Rush a very happy retirement. Fastlane is giving away free car washes for anyone with an MSU license plate or decal today. Stop by 31st Avenue Southwest between the hours of 5 and 7 p.m. with one of those two for a free wash. And finally, Minot State is hosting another prospect student visit on May 8th at 10 a.m. Students who are interested in visiting can take a tour of the campus and learn more about what MSU has to offer. Once again, that's Tyler Lubin with the news.
Thank you very much, Tyler, for that news around campus. We hope for some rain for those farmers around Minot to help them with their crops. With this special episode involving the Linton High School students here, we thought it would be good to bring in an individual from the Minot State Admissions to give some more information about how you can apply not only to college but even here at Minot State. So joining me now from MSU Admissions is Sydney Clark. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So for students who are even early in their high school career, when should they start looking at colleges?
So it's never too early to start their ninth grade year. As you go into your 10th and 11th, maybe start touring schools. You can see by touring if it's the right fit for you. And then by grade 12, obviously start applying in the fall.
For when they begin looking at touring schools and start to make those important decisions on where they want to take that next chapter of their life, what are some important things students should consider when picking a college?
Definitely consider their major. So if the school has their program, talk to some faculty members, again, touring campus and just seeing about the area and then the community in general, if it's the right fit for them.
So if a student is, one of our viewers are potentially interested in Minot, where can they go to get more information about the school?
So they can visit askmsu.com, and then it brings up a website for freshman students, and they just click on it, and it talks about the admission process, majors and programs that we offer at Minot State, and just important events that they can attend either virtually or on campus.
Are there any frequently asked questions you get about the admission process or college in general?
Yes, so it's either tell me more about my program, if I can talk to a faculty member, kind of what campus is like, and then how you can get involved in student clubs and organizations.
For students who are looking to come to Minot State or get more information about Minot State, where can they set up campus tours?
They can visit askmsu.com/visit, or they can call enrollment services at 701-858-3350, and they can talk to one of our team members.
How do those tours, well, can you give us a little example of what would be on that tour?
Yeah, so the student clocks in our admissions office, and then they go on about an hour tour. They get to see all the buildings. Sometimes students will visit with a faculty member afterwards, and then they have an admission appointment with either me or Sal, who's the other admission counselor, and then we just talk about the admission process.
Why should students consider Minot State compared to other universities?
Because we're the third most affordable institution in the United States. We have over 100 areas of study, and we're very hands-on learning. And so that's one of the nice things is we can get you in the classroom right away for teaching, or you can have an experience like this.
For Minot State, it's very well known that we have a lot of international students because of how affordable we are. How do we reach out to these international students? How do they get to learn about Minot State?
That's a great question. So we have an international email that they can send us emails, or we have people who come to Minot State and they talk about it in their home countries and they get involved, or we have alumni. And so they either are all connected and they just reach out to us by either calling, or they hear about it by searching us on the web.
Why do you think it is important for Minot State to be such an affordable school? Many schools around the nation have in-state tuition and out-of-state tuition, but Minot State, the tuition is the same all around and is very affordable all around.
Yes, I think just having that part that we are affordable to everyone can bring just a wide diversity to campus, and they can experience just the Minot community because we're just a friendly environment overall, and just Minot State's a wonderful institution.
As students begin that application process, scholarships are very important. It helps you get school down to better costs, more affordable. Where can students look for scholarship opportunities here at Minot State?
So they can go to askmsu.com/scholarships, look on the financial aid website. If you are an incoming freshman student, the scholarship deadline has passed. It's always February 15th, but if you're coming possibly next fall, scholarships will open up in December.
Are there any scholarships that may fly under the radar that students aren't aware of but really beneficial?
Yes, so there is one scholarship that is open. It's more of an award waiver. It's an automatic 4-year award based off of your ACT, SAT score, and then your high school GPA. And so they can be granted. It's automatic just by sending in those test scores and then their high school transcript.
Well, thank you very much. Unfortunately, we are out of time. Again, if any of you are interested in applying to Minot State, make sure to go to the Ask Minot State website. We really look forward to anyone who is interested in joining Minot State in the fall. Unfortunately, we are going to take a short break. We once again want to thank Marco's Pizza for sponsoring us. We're going to come out to weather after the break, but don't go anywhere.
Thank you to all of our underwriters. Trinity Health is a comprehensive healthcare system based in Minot, North Dakota.
Fiance, with all your prom and bridal needs, located in downtown Minot.
KCJB 910 AM, Minot's news and information station.
Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports.
KIZZ FM Z94, playing today's hit music.
Mix 99.9, Minot's music mix.
SRT, offering a number of services including phone, TV, internet, and security.
KRRZ, 1390 AM, Minot's classic hits.
KZPR 105.3 FM, Minot's rock station.
East End, where the poor is worth so much more, located in downtown Minot.
Qdoba, easy, on time, full of flavor.
Nice Impressions. No job is too big or too small. Located in downtown Minot.
MSU Beavers Hockey. Online info at msubeavers.com.
Forward Communication, connecting professionals in the Midwest.
El Azteca. Authentic Mexican food on North Broadway near the airport.
MSU Theater Department. Year-round entertainment.
Red and Green, MSU's student-run newspaper.
MSU Bookstore. For all your campus needs.
Minot Nutrition Addiction. Offering healthy smoothies and meal replacements on the go.
H-Bar-B Construction, for all your oil field needs.
Bear's Cat Donuts. Located on Broadway across from Minot State campus.
Thank you so much to Marco's Pizza and our other underwriters for supporting Inside Out.
Well, Roxanne, the weather has gotten way nicer here in Minot. I know Troy was out golfing before our show, and Troy's got a special guest for the show here on the weather. We got two weather boys today. Troy, how's the weather looking here in Minot?
It is wonderful here in Minot. It's currently sunny and 66, or 63, sorry. The high day was 66, and I'm back. The low day was 41. It's beautiful outside, like Philip said. We were golfing today. I'm going to take a look at the 7-day forecast, sorry. Currently in Minot, it's tomorrow will be 84. The low will be 52. It's partly sunny, partly cloudy. It'll be a great weekend for you, too. 80 on Saturday. The low will be 49, partly cloudy, partly sunny once again. Cool down a little bit Sunday to bring your weekend to an end. It'll be 66 with a low of 37. Kicking off your week will be the same. It'll be 61. Partly cloudy, partly sunny, as you can see here. Low of 36. It'll be partly cloudy, partly sunny again on Tuesday. The low or high 66, low of 42. Sorry. Expect some rain Wednesday. Be careful when you're out and about the town. It might be a little wet. It'll be 62, a low of 38. It'll be 66 next week for our 1 hour final here at KMSU. Currently around the state of North Dakota, like we said, 63 here in Minot, down in the capital, 68. Take a look out east, 64 in Grand Forks, and 64 in Fargo, 65 in Wilson, 70 down in Dickinson. We're taking a look at travels. Baseball's on their way to Duluth. A little cold on the day they're on their way there. Friday 57, the low of 46. Saturday, however, 76 as they got a doubleheader. It'll be 41 the low. And expect to be a little colder Sunday, 43. And now my special guest, Caleb's coming in. Caleb, come on out here.
Alrighty, thank you, Troy. Now it's time for a look at the weather in my town. So down in Linton, North Dakota, down in south central North Dakota, it is currently 66 degrees, partly cloudy. The high today was 70 degrees, doesn't look like we'll get there. And the low today was 40 degrees. Thank you, this was the weather. Back to you, Roxanne.
Thank you so much, Caleb. On this special episode of Inside Out, we have the advisor of Linton High School's radio station with me now is Jay Schmaltz. Jay, how are you doing today?
Doing wonderful, thank you.
Great. So my first question is for someone who has no idea what's going on. Tell me a little bit of background about your guys' radio station or the school and the program you started, and what's the history behind it?
Well, the history behind it is we had an administration change about 4 years ago to a younger group, to our superintendent and principal, and I approached him about the program because I was a radio, I'd been in radio for like 40 years, so I have enough to work with, to go with, and I brought the program idea up to them, and they thought it was really, really good. It was unique, and I always thought it would kind of take off a little bit more. Across the state, it has not. This is the one niche that we basically have, is the fact that we have this program, and it is so good not only for the kids, but it's also good, for them to learn radio, obviously, to learn the speaking in of it and everything like that, but it's more the chance for them to get out and do things, to be involved in the community.
I love that. That's so good. So for the students that are joining the program, what do they gain? What experience do they have? Like, what does an everyday learning look like for your guys' program?
Okay. We have 4 radio courses, radio 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, it was designed for freshmen, sophomore, junior, and senior, but kids jump in and out. So, and that's okay. I have no problem with that. But we start the Radio 1 program. We spent like the first semester going through all the important things of like understanding radio, understanding the history of radio, understanding rules and regulations by the Federal Communications Commission, how to write commercials, how to write news, how to read commercials and read news, and then we get them into the live aspect of radio itself. Usually I like to think that we would start on the second semester, but every year they get a little bit more and more and more advanced on me, so we start putting them on the air in November and October, and pretty soon they're on the air quite quickly.
I love that. So your program, you've told me, has been very successful. So just tell me about the success you guys have had with this program.
Well, like I said, I like the kids to get out and to do things, in the community, to do the interviews and to do the legwork, to do the sales, to do everything that needs to be done. It's really, really important in that respect. Also, we are part of an organization called the Intercollegiate Broadcasting System. They have a conference out in New York. There are radio stations from across the United States and Canada. We go there and compete with these stations. Now, mind you, we've only been on the air for 4 years. We're competing against other stations that have been on 30, 40, 50 years. So far, we've been knocking the ball out of the park. We've got close to 40 golden microphones in 3 years we've been involved in this. And people out there take notice of us, which is good for a small little community.
That is awesome. I love to hear that. So for the students that may want to join the program but aren't a part of your guys' high school, there is a way that they can attend or join the program. How can they do that?
Yeah, there is. It's called ITV. It's through the Great Western Network in the state of North Dakota. They work with other networks which supply ITV programming to schools, like for courses like art and language, and there's a lot of college courses given this way too. But we are on that event, we are on that program, and schools can check it out online, Great Western Network. We already have 5 schools lined up for next year to do ITV, so it gets me a chance to get out to these other schools and to provide them with the same thing, and I think it's important.
I love that. I just know this is such a good program, and
it is.
Any experience outward is just fantastic. So lastly, I bet this has been a crazy day for you, your students being out here and everything like that, coming down to Minot State University. Tell me about your trip just today and how it was helpful to the students and what was it like for having hands-on and things like that.
That's what's important. I mean, I'm glad they were here. I mean, they get a chance. We don't do TV. We do radio. TV is a plan, which we're looking at starting in the next year. And this is good for me to learn this too, to see this as well. But the bottom line is that these guys, I think, have done really well today. They've come in here and they've actually felt really comfortable with the whole situation. I'm very proud of them, and I'm sure they've learned a lot.
I love that. So sadly, we're out of time. Thank you so much for stopping by today, you and your students. We love having you guys here. Don't go anywhere. From Underwriters, we'll have Howard with the live shot. And thank you to Marco's Pizza for this sponsors. That was so
Thank you again to all of our underwriters, and a special thank you to Marco's Pizza for sponsoring today's show and providing our pre-show meal.
Right. The Linton High Schoolers have invaded the Minot State Broadcasting Department. Howard Wade has more with the live shot.
Radio program. So, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today I am here with the students of Linton High School. They are all participating in the radio program there at Linton. In North Dakota, this is the only high school that has a radio station. So today, before we get into our interview questions, students, you go in order. Just tell everyone your names, and then we'll go further from there.
I'm Maddie Potasic.
I'm Emily Kelsch. I'm Madison Olhauser.
I'm Braden Byers.
I'm Laura Hovland.
And I'm Caleb Blaze.
Awesome. So I'm sure the audience is very pleased to meet you. Now, first question, can you tell us your favorite part of the program there at Linton?
My favorite part of the program at Linton is probably my on-air shift. I'm only on for about an hour, and I get to do it every day since it's only me and Laura in the classroom at that time.
Awesome. And you?
I'm the sales and promotions director, and I really enjoy doing stuff like that with like the community and yeah.
I love the experiences we get to have. We've gone to New York a few years for an IBS conference and competed a bunch of different other colleges and different high schools and stuff. And the stuff we've learned and have got to do through this program is really fun.
My favorite part has to be when I go out to sporting events and do play-by-play for that. I get to meet so many great coaches and athletes and just all-around fans.
My favorite part, like Maddie said, is going on air every single day, and I've been doing it, we've all been doing it for 4 years now, and you get to do something almost every single year, so you just get a lot of good experience doing that.
Yeah, I'd probably have to agree with a lot of you guys. It's all the experience. It's amazing. Just all the things we get to do through this program that we'd never have the chance to do otherwise.
Great stuff. Now, with you all being seniors, can we go through the plans for the future?
I will be attending Bismarck State College and going into a business degree.
I'm going to NSU, and I'm undecided on my major.
I am going to the Hair Academy in Bismarck and then going back to LWT for welding.
I'm either going to go to Minnesota State University Moorhead or Minot State and get a major in something to do with broadcast journalism.
I'm going to Minnesota State University Moorhead, and I'm also majoring in broadcast journalism.
And I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to go to college, but I'm going to go to college and do a thing, so more on that.
Awesome. That's what it's all about. We're all still young and hoping to find what it is that we're called to do in this life. So let me pick. I'll go with you. What does a normal shift look like? Because you said you work at the shift. What does a normal shift look like at the station?
Well, a normal shift for me is I go on at like 10:10, and I go in, and at 10:20 I do the weather. Then I have some commercials to play some music, talk to the people, and then again at 10:40 I do the weather again, and then I have to go and turn it to automation because the bell's going to ring and there's no one coming in next to take over after my shift.
Great stuff. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it sounds to me like these students have a very bright future ahead of them. I wish them all the best in their future endeavors, wherever it takes them. Radio, broadcasting, they got a very good tour of Minot State's facilities here. And Linton High School, check them out. Like I said earlier, the only high school in North Dakota with a broadcasting and radio station. Back to you, Phil.
Thank you, Howard, and once again, a special thanks to Linton High School for coming here to the KMSU studio. It's been truly a pleasure having you guys, and we hope you guys had a wonderful time and enjoyed being on the show.
Right, sports are in full swing now. With the sports is Cole.
Thank you, Roxanne, and hello, Beaver fans, and happy NFL Draft Day. I'm Cole Clementich back again this week reporting for KMSU Sports. This wouldn't be a Linton-themed show without a Linton Sports Report. A big congrats goes out to the Linton H&B Lions on winning the North Dakota High School 9-man football championship. They prevailed over the Cavalier Tornadoes by a final score of 32-24. Congrats also to the Lions volleyball team on winning the Class B Volleyball State Championship. They take it convincingly over the Langdon Cardinals 3-0. Moving over now to current Linton sports, the boys golf team is competing at Foreman as we speak. The Lions hope to make a good impression as they now enter the halfway mark of the season. Now back to MSU athletics as we are winding down on the spring sports season. Your Beavers baseball team sits at 18-13 overall with a 16-10 conference record inside the NSIC. Our very own Caden Cardoso hit 2 home runs versus the St. Cloud State Huskies in the Beavers' 7-6 Game 1 win yesterday. For MSU softball, they sit at 16-18 overall with an NSIC record of 9-11. They will be in action this weekend when they host Winona State and honor senior Isis Cabral on Saturday at 12, and then Upper Iowa on Sunday, also starting at 12. School will be done soon and campus may be wrapping up classes, but the Dome will remain busy over the summer. With more on the story, Philip Green is standing by.
Right there. Let's get it. It's right here. There it is. There it is.
The semester may be wrapping up here at Minot State, but preparation for the upcoming fall for the Beaver football team is just getting started. Summer training is just around the corner. Head strength and conditioning coach Caleb Heilman understands the impact this summer will have as the Beavers prepare for their upcoming fall season.
I think it's great anytime we can keep people on campus and keep people in the community and
and keep people around the coaches that recruited them here and coaches that care about their well-being, and we're able to keep them accountable to a structured schedule. And I think anytime you can keep young people adhering to it's important for the growth of team and our culture, and it's important for their well-being.
MSU football captain understands the importance of summer training.
It's an opportunity to get better. As a team, we get to grow. As an athlete, get to grow. And if you want to compete in this conference, you have to be here. The best teams in the conference traditionally have 75 to 100 guys here. Last year we had 65, and that kind of puts us up there with them. So hopefully we can have 75 and be considered a top team in the conference.
The Minot State football team is looking to have an exciting season this upcoming fall. For KMSU Channel 19, I'm Philip Green.
Even if regular classes are not in session, the athletes on campus who stay home will have plenty left to do over the summer. That is all we have on this week's edition of KMSU Sports. I'm Cole Klementich signing off, and as always, roll Beavs. Phil, the 2021 NFL Draft is tonight. A lot of big headlines with all the QBs, all the big-time prospects, and even some turmoil going on in Green Bay and Houston with Deshaun Watson and Aaron Rodgers. What are your thoughts on this time right now in the NFL landscape?
I think this has been the most interesting QB carousel offseason we've ever had. There's been so many QBs getting traded, moving to different teams, signing with new teams, QBs retiring like Drew Brees. It's been really interesting. You could see someone like Deshaun Watson getting traded to a new team. You could see potentially Aaron Rodgers, who seems to be unhappy in Green Bay, getting traded. And there's 5 QBs in this year's draft that could go within the top 10. It's definitely going to be a really interesting storyline at a position that's a premium in the NFL, but in reality, there's only 7 to 10 guys who are really that good. So for this much turmoil, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But hopefully the Broncos do something that gets us out of purgatory, but we'll see.
Yeah, so we had such an interesting show today. We had the news with Tyler, an interview with admissions with Philip, the weather with the weather boys, Troy and Caleb. I had an interview with Jay Schmaltz, the advisor of the Linton High School radio station, and Howard had a live shot with more of the students, and we had another good sports segment from Cole.
Well, we are unfortunately out of time, but we want to thank you guys again for tuning in with us for the last 30 minutes. We want to inform you that next week we will be doing an hour-long special to wrap up the semester. We are really excited for that. Please come back next week to tune into that. Thank you again for tuning in, and we hope you have a wonderful weekend.
And go Marco's Pizza.